in a moment. We need to put this screen up first. I'm wondering if anybody can hear us.
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Are we streaming already?
Yes, yes. So mind your manners. Mind your manners. So yeah, apparently we're getting comments that we are being heard. So everybody, welcome. Um, yeah, this is Sandbox Fun. This is us, Big Short Bets. This is Michelle, Blue, and Philip going to have a little bit of fun. But first, before we dive into the platform, I want to do a little bit of introduction. So, Michelle, give us like a elevator pitch of Michelle, 3 sentences, then Blue, and then I want to learn about your background in crypto. So, Michelle.
Yeah, hi everyone. Philip dragged me in here. We've known each other for approximately 6, 7 years. We met at a tech conference in Dublin in 2014, I believe. I'm a medical doctor. I focus on epidemiology. I'm running a startup in Warsaw and in Zurich, and I've been hobby trading in crypto for a while now.
Okay. Now on to Blue.
Me, music artist from New York City. Me and Philip met, I think, 4 years ago, actually at a concert. And um, since I've been in Warsaw, I've been a crypto enthusiast, mostly informing people through a YouTube channel called Blockchain. And since then, I began to really connect with people in this space in a way that was much different than usual because I'm not a tech guy. More of how could you say? I like to study things that are outside of the box. And right now, I'm focused on how the cryptocurrency space can influence the entertainment industry.
So,
Okay.
what you're mostly into NFTs and all that, or?
What? Yes, NFTs, but they're funny. Right now, I think NFTs are kind of a hype.
Yeah, but also I like the fact that you can also NFT sounds and whatnot. Like this is kind of interesting development.
They're focused on,
Who would have thought a few years ago, right?
yeah, yeah. But wait till we can get movies on NFT where you can
I
have that
know,
final
man.
copy.
Yeah, and wait for all the adult industry to kick in.
Yep, and then the fashion.
Okay, adult industry, fashion, and what's next? Or what was the last thing on NFT, guys?
You told us to be good boys, so I think that's where we stop.
Yeah, we'll stop.
All right. I hope everybody can hear me well. I'm getting some comments that I'm not being heard well. Is it just me or is it other people as well? Oh, I'm hearing that you're hearing me very, very chico, very, very, um, very silently. But I'll just speak loudly. Anyway, Michelle, if you could also speak more about the connection between you and crypto, because you had a much longer start than even Blue or I, right? You started way, way back.
I wouldn't say way back. I mean, and I started getting interested into it back in 2015, 16, something like that. And that's where it wasn't mainstream yet, but you started hearing about it here and there. So I decided to like take an online course about it, to just start to try and understand the technology behind it. So I was watching all the lectures. I was skipping all the exercises or asking computer science friends to do them for me because I was way beyond me. And then I watched, I guess, 2030. I did 2030 lectures on that, and I'm like, okay, let's try and trade this thing a little bit. And like I guess every trader who touches base with Bitcoin for some of his life, like you put in $100 and like a few weeks. Oh, this is actually pretty cool. How does it work? And yeah, and then the time came when I think everybody was in crypto. So all my friends, my aunt, my grandma, my hairdresser, literally everyone was suddenly in crypto. And that I think that's when prices were mostly hyped with people rather than institutions, so it was mostly retail based. And then the bubble popped, right? And then a lot of people made money, a lot of people lost even money, and that's when I took a break from crypto for I think around 2 years. I didn't sell anything, I didn't make any money either. And I think I started trading more actively beginning 2020 when I started to try and actually actually make money off it and like do proper trading rather than just throwing money into shit coins and hoping that they're gonna move.
Okay. And Blue,
Yeah.
what about you? What's love got to do with crypto and Blue? I suppose.
Well, first of all, the beauty of it is I was working with the media agency and they needed someone to be a presenter. And they already informed me that, look, this might be something out of your box. It's not music related. It's not entertainment related. But at the same time, what really drew me is the fact that I know as an artist, a lot of us are totally unaware of the future of tech being incorporated in the entertainment industry. So let's say that I would have a label and my artist would be paid via cryptocurrency rather than royalties. Another idea before I started was the fact that think of instead of having to change or exchange fiat currency, you could have people with a wallet and they would be able to purchase anything, go to different stages, and expand something that's totally new. And what's very interesting is, as a collective consciousness, we as human beings are now able to engage on a level of something that is just totally out of the box. You can't really explain cryptocurrency to a person unless they're a little bit aware of what currency is in general. And in my community, especially the hip hop community, recently we had like one of the peak moments when Nas and Jay Z had a song called "Sorry Not Sorry," and Nas mentioned crypto. So it's like, there's different aspects of the audiences in the world we live in relating to cryptocurrency. And what I'm doing best is relating cryptocurrency to people in layman's terms. Someone who may have no idea what cryptocurrency is, I prefer to teach and share through Blockchain Central YouTube channel and, inform people. But when it comes to the money, I didn't purchase any cryptocurrency. I wasn't aware of the trading. I wasn't really into the blockchain technology either. And recently, smart contracts have been my favorite interest because cryptocurrency isn't a thing that is really driving us as a community financially. It's the ability for us to be anonymous and have the power of the currency ourselves as users.
Okay, that's a big one. But Michelle, I want to take it back to you for the simple reason. Uh, you actually are invested in crypto. So, how was the last year and how were the couple last months for you?
Um, Not bad actually. I mean, I did especially in the second half of 2020. I was able to um, make a lot more cash than I would have with just a traditional job, I'd say. Things were looking very good up until last weekend. Luckily, I had a very solid stop loss. Otherwise, I would be crying right now because a lot of people lost a lot of money last week with 50, 60%. I did too, but like it's like it's just like it's an inconvenience and not a death sentence. So learned a few lessons, but definitely believing in that. I think that the whole crypto community will grow. That it will be more used in many aspects of our lives, in many industries where it has not been used yet, whether this is medical, whether this is art, whether this is essentially anything that where you would like to prove some sort of authenticity and where you would like to make sure that you're not being that what you're getting is actually real. And I think that covers actually a lot of industries and where you want to make sure that no, I think that catches pretty well. That where you want to make sure something's real, and I think that you have lots of different applications with a lot of tokens. I do believe also that only few coins will survive the next few years. I think
Yeah.
most people that I have, yeah, like come on, how many thousands have you got, right? Everybody suddenly thinks you can make a token and that it's going to take off, and sometimes they do for a day or a week or a month. But like, let's be honest. Uh, in the end, we'll have a few solid survivors for different applications, and then we'll use them. And I think that our children and grandchildren will still be possibly using some of those cryptos as well.
Okay.
Awesome.
So essentially, what you're saying is you're gonna have grandchildren. Okay. Okay. I'm crossing my fingers for
I
that.
like that. This is your take on what I was saying from last time.
Because anybody can talk about crypto, but you just committed here. So if Jayla's listening to this,
Okay.
we won't send her the link. So yeah, guys, you just mentioned a very important part that crypto is not just about the craze. It's not about Dogecoin this, shitcoin that. It's more about the capabilities that blockchain unlocks.
Yeah.
So what
Yeah.
we're seeing with NFT, the decentralization, what we're seeing with other forms of blockchain usage, the anonymity. Like
Yeah.
Michelle, I think you told me about this that I don't want to say the entire Estonian government, but a healthy amount of things in Estonia to do with the government are blockchain based, aren't they?
This is actually pretty cool. I mean, blockchain in Estonia started being used because the whole government system was hacked in 2007, 2008. They made a competition on who was going to provide the best solution in order to save that. And a company called Guard Time actually won got the job essentially, and they developed something which is called blockchain nowadays. It was an early version of that to essentially digitize everything government related and everything healthcare related. So in Estonia, you have a healthcare card where you have all the data on it. You go to a doctor, he can scan it, he sees all your information. He has to ask for permission to see certain information. You go to different departments, same thing happens again. And the cool thing is that you have way fewer redundancies within hospitals, within examinations, etc., due to because the patient has all his data
Yeah.
at all times, and he can just show it to different physicians, and they can then look at this data. And this is, I think that Estonia is on a forefront on how blockchain can be effectively used to simplify our lives and make them also easier and simpler. Because in any like I'm from Switzerland, and here you go to one department in a hospital, you take blood, you go to the second department, they don't have an integration with the data system, so you take blood again, you have lots of redundancies, and this is happening everywhere. This is it's an epidemic of inefficiencies.
Epidemic of inefficiencies. That's a quote. That's a quote if I heard one today. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why I didn't ask you this before because you, as a person in the very much medical profession, as a doctor, this probably matters to you a lot, especially in the day to day of making things easier, more safe, and perhaps unifying the front that a patient has to deal with. Because if you're a patient between two countries, with blockchain,
Yeah, I mean,
there's a common denominator. Without blockchain, it's like, okay, let me tell you my story from the very beginning when I was born. I scratched my leg and you have to
but
give it all.
you don't even have to be from a different country. Like it's enough to go to a different region of the country, to a different hospital, and everything else lost. That's I mean, this is how. I mean, look, this goes all back to 2001, 2002, when back then. Wait, who was it? Bush started by setting a budget for an electronic healthcare system, and essentially he gave $30 billion away to hospitals in the U.S. to come up with a new electronic healthcare system. But instead of creating some sort of solution, some sort of centralized solution where every hospital could have access to, he actually distributed those $30 billion by size of the hospital. So then you had thousands of little solutions all across the US. Then
Okay.
him and Tony Blair met up, and Bush is like, hey man, I'm actually building an electronic healthcare system. And Blair's like, oh really? I'm going to do the same. And so Blair's like, I'm not going to commit $30 billion, I'm going to commit 30 billion pounds. And you can Google the biggest tax write-off in the United Kingdom in a whole history. And this is exactly it. Blair repeated exactly what Bush did. He distributed 30 billion pounds across hospitals in the UK, and you had hundreds and thousands of little solutions that didn't integrate with each other, that didn't have a common data standard, and that just didn't function. And what happened next? All the countries in Europe started doing the same. Like, the issue is, especially in medicine, technology is lagging behind 5 to 10 years, unfortunately. Yep.
Okay. Hopefully, blockchain will change that. And thanks for dropping the knowledge. This was supposed to be purely sandbox fun, but there's a lot of knowledge dropping. So no, that's good. That's good. Like I didn't know that before you shared that with me. But I want to give equal speaking time to Blue. Blue, you as an artist,
Yeah.
NFT. Is it a fad? Is it not a fad? Of course,
Well, currently,
the wave of fame that we've seen and the prices, they come from the same people that made that money really quick. I imagine that if you were just to present without the previous crypto craze, without the previous crypto millionaires, all of a sudden NFT and say that you want to charge what 60 million for this digitalized piece of art, perhaps not many people would say okay, let's do it. But now since you had the people who are on the blockchain phase, would that happen without it? Is it a fad? What do you think of it as an artist? Are you going to use it? Tell me
of course,
everything.
I'm already using it now, but the other thing is, a lot of artists are very unaware that you have to invest in minting your own coin. You have to actually spend money to create an NFT. The beauty of it really is it makes it unique. Once you have that product or that song, that picture, that whatever it is, in the Internet of Things, it doesn't have to exist in the real world. But you, as an owner, no matter how much you spend on it, if I give it to you for $10, right, or 10 Ethereum, let's just say this, I'm able to receive 5 to 10% of every sale. So let's say you sell it later, once I, as an artist who you believe in, becomes much more valuable for 20K. When you sell it for 20K, I'm getting 5 to 10% of what you just actually sold. And again and again and again. But right now, it's really a fad. And what's interesting about the internet, especially when it comes to influencers, I mentioned one simple name that everyone probably is very familiar with, Gary Vee. As soon as something is jumping, a lot of people are unaware that influencer marketing is an undercut of indirect selling. So those individuals are getting paid, or they're either getting a nice lump sum of everything that is sold based on that information. But NFTs really are the future for artists because now we're able to gain back ownership. A lot of the labels these days are aware. When you sign that contract, what you're doing is you're giving away not only your royalties, but your rights. And it's very, very keen to learn as an artist or whatever industry you're in, own what you do. So I'll give you an example. Let's say you designed a chair, right? For IKEA. IKEA loves your chair, but possibly they're going to ask you to sign over your rights to the chair, and they're going to make millions when all they did was give you $1,000 to design the chair. So you have to learn to understand value when it comes to creations and what's the word I'm looking for? Um, Intellectual property. So for me as an artist, it's going to take time to build an audience, but once people really understand the value of having the only NFT, like I write a song, I record the song, you're the one who owns the master copy, then technically it's going to allow all of us to really make money because now you're making money from my royalties. So if I purchased an NFT that Michael Jackson created, right, or the label that owns his music, then we're all making money from that. Every time it plays on the radio, every time it's performed, every time that song is actually played and registered, we're making money. Now, of course, I would be very straightforward and say it's not about the money, but what it does is it creates value for us as artists instead of us being slaves to trying to commit to what the label is asking us to pay back. Now, it's only business, and I respect that. But as an independent artist, I've invested my own money in my recording. I've invested my own money in my graphics, my shows. I've done my own tours. So I'm fully aware that once you're able to really put enough funding behind an idea, there will be other individuals with more finance who will say, you know what, I believe in what you're doing and I see that you can scale this business. And it's not only monetizing, it's valuable to our people. You're giving information or you're making people feel. So I wouldn't make it a hype. I would rather actually inform regular people. Maybe my mom may come up with a certain makeup line. If she can NFT a lipstick, do you understand what I'm saying? Like it's that close to the future, man. The Internet of Things is real. We are looking at a computer, but in the internet world, this computer could also exist and have a code and a number. Power
and
to the people.
and and that's no, that's exactly what I wanted to build on, because power to the people. Laugh if you want, but that's what blockchain is allowing. Blockchain is sort of saying, Mr. or Mrs. Intermediary, here's the door. We're gonna figure it out between the person who creates the value and the person who
Yep.
wants the value. If it's
Yep.
monetary value, if it's NFT, artistic value, whatever it is, it's just, everybody get out of the way. This is just between you and me. Nobody
Yep.
else gets
Yep.
in.
It's long term. That's the beauty of it. It's long term. I could sell you a Mona Lisa, but there could also be copies of a Mona Lisa. An NFT is the only Mona Lisa.
Okay. I got a couple questions before we smoothly transition to the next thing. Uh, what made you guys invest in crypto? So Blue said that he didn't. Michelle, you said that you did, but did you give us a why?
Initially out of curiosity, and then like a retirement plan, etc.
Okay. Okay. So you were in it for the long run. Okay. Another question is, did Blue think about putting his album in NFT form?
I've already been doing that, sir.
Okay. Anything more? Like you just did it and you're gonna keep it for yourself. How
Well,
does
right now
how
I
does
don't
one
want to
access it?
disclose too. I don't want to disclose too much information until everything is finalized. Because to be honest with you, um, it's like I don't want to think too deep and break it down in a way where it's not too tech, but spiritually and consciously, as human beings, we're able to start committing to trust. And that, for me, is a new value. You can trust in a $5 piece of paper because you know that there's an understanding of value because it's $5. But if I can keep trust with you, that's worth more than however much you can ever pay an individual. And an NFT, bro, if you listen to my music and I say, hey, I'm going to give this to you for this much, when you own that NFT, now you own a piece of the musician that I know. You trust me, I trust you. Let's grow. That's the beauty of it. It's like investing in a startup. Really, that's what's going to allow us as musicians to really have ownership, because the labels will have a big, I wouldn't say problem, but they're going to have a struggle and a challenge on how to control their artists. One thing I recently learned is, let's say that Michelle has a patent on a medicine or something that actually benefits people health wise.
Very
The
close.
difficult part is once you put that in the pharmaceutical market, a lot of these people are huge. They're corporate, and they really will give you a nice piece of check to take the rights and the patent in which you design something. But with the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain, and NFT, it gives us the ability to say, you know what? No, you get a piece of it, but this is going to still be mine. I can pass this down to my children, and I can pass this down to someone else who can help me develop it and actually benefit the people.
3 words. I love it is what we're getting in the chat. So, good one. Michelle, do you is that as good as Blue said it? Is it that impactful for perhaps your ability to create a medicine, or perhaps a new method of testing for COVID, something like that?
No, I don't know about that, but I know that you can get very creative with it. As an example, I mean, I'm right now in the COVID certificate business. So, we're helping people get certificates when they travel somewhere. And one of the issues is that a lot of things are getting photoshopped, right? So
Yep.
we're just FTing every single certificate, and then good luck photoshopping it. Like, we have authenticity proof for every one of them. So you can get really creative with these things, and it's quite easy.
Facts. Yeah,
Okay.
that's my favorite part about that. To be really honest with you, social media has um, it's benefited us a lot, but through all of my research on marketing and a lot of disruption of products, people are more focused on the marketing, which means getting the product in people's faces rather than the development of the product. So let's say that we take our time for the next 2 3 years to really develop an NFT that's beneficial for the next 20 30. That's something different. We are still looking at going to space, guys. We are still looking at cleaning up the planet that we've, somehow destroyed. And we also are really looking at more our health after 2020. We're learning to invest more in bettering who we are as people, mental health, physical health, spiritual health. These things are going to really allow us to take total control instead of depending on the pharmaceutical market, the the FDA, the CDC. I'm not dissing these individuals. I'm just saying that there are ways that we have no control and we have to follow whatever is available and just accept. But now we're getting to the point where this kind of conversation can grow and develop and inspire someone else to say, you know what, I'm going to sit back and develop something for time purposes, not for just now. Social media is saying NFTs are cool now, but no one understands what an NFT is. You have to break it down. Oh, cryptocurrency is growing, and I want to buy, I want to hold, I want to sell. But you're looking at the money, you're looking at the financial gain from it rather than the actual community. I'm gonna stop.
I mean, no matter how agitated you got in that argument, the basis of it, the foundation rings true. Like it is ultimately, no matter how much you position it this way or that way, it is about taking back control. It is about leveling the playing field. So we spoke about removing the intermediary. So imagine that we would remove the intermediary when it comes to news, to information, to sharing, not necessarily media, anything really. Imagine that right now, if you are an individual investor and the same shit that went down with the Suez Canal ship, Evergreen, right, happens. What happens is the guys on the ship, scared shitless, they're trying to keep it on the down low. There are satellite pictures that guys and hedge funds on their Bloomberg terminals, they can see that this is happening. They are adjusting their positions, and just by the time that you are hearing about it on the news, it's too late for you to adjust to anything that might have impacted the trade, because you've seen the maps, I'm sure. All of the ships had to try to go either behind that and wait in a queue or go around the entire African continent. So Big Short Bets actually gives you a completely different approach, also blockchain based, Ethereum as the poison of choice, and shift this scenario to this: you are a crew member of that ship, and you whip out your phone, and you are able to safely, anonymously monetize this information, like sending a picture or just information with some validity that justifies what you're saying, and anybody on the planet on that platform could access it, also anonymously, pay you for it. So you know that the information is true because you can only lie once until people stop believing you and don't want to deal with you on the platform.
Again,
And
trust.
it's exactly. Thanks for bringing it back there. It is about that trust that you don't necessarily have to have because blockchain outsources it for you. You don't have to worry whether am I safe sharing this information. And this doesn't necessarily apply only to information that is of investor value. Imagine all of the potential when it comes to regions like what we have going on with Belarus right now, like what we have in the Middle East. Some of the places where speaking freely, where some minorities, specific ethnicities, just don't have it that easy, and they have to work in the underground. They have to figure out ways of not being traced. But if Edward Snowden could have used a platform where we could not have been traced, how much different would his life be, essentially? So, no more talking.
Yeah.
Blue, you said you don't own crypto, so I'm not gonna accuse you of having a wallet. But Michelle, you do, and you do have a Tor browser installed, right?
Yes, as per request.
As per request. Oh God, you're killing me! Like you're supposed to play along. I mean, as per request, but we didn't actually walk Michelle through this. I just made sure that he has the
I
Tor
know it
browser.
was fun. Yeah.
So, would you be so kind to click the share screen button, direct it
Yeah, I
to.
would if you enabled screen sharing.
That sounds doable. That sounds doable. Multiple participants can share at a time. Advanced sharing options. Oh, it says only host who can share.
There we go.
Oh, okay, fantastic. Are you sure you're that? Because you can just choose the Tor browser. Now you're just sharing your entire desktop.
Happy?
I mean, I'm just looking out for your privacy, man. If you want to make this life spicy, I'm not at work, so it's all about you. So yeah, I will send to you mm, the, the link for the onion.
Uh-huh.
Bear with me. And make sure to not show us your password, of course. Right? Mm-mm-mm-mm. All right. So I'm gonna share it with you in the Zoom chat.
Sure. I can't do it. Try Zoom. There we go. Hey, what am I supposed to do now?
No, I don't think you copied the entire thing. Resending it again because it should have dot onion at the end. But like I said, I don't think that. No, go back to the chat on Zoom.
Yeah, this is the chat. I see the chat. Oh, you don't see it, but I see the chat in front of me.
Okay, and you have links in the chat, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So click them. Click one.
This is the link.
Yeah, and now enter. That is the correct link.
Should I try the third link that you sent me or the second?
Yeah. Not awkward at all. Not awkward at all.
Elevator music?
Yeah, I was doing my best.
There we
Something's
go.
happening. Something's happening.
There we go. There we go.
Should it connect?
Yeah, and get a better internet connection because it wasn't the software; it was your internet, of course.
Dude, I have like a 400 megabytes per second
Yeah,
connection.
yeah, yeah, sure.
Oh, this is weird. Wait a second. Something very weird is happening. 1 second.
What are you on a Mac?
Yes, but it's trying to. It's automatically opening my Chrome for some reason.
So that's the thing. You got share screen, and you can share just the Tor browser. You don't need to share the entire desktop.
What I mean is, it's opening my Chrome to connect to the wallet. I think. I'm actually not sure what's happening. Wait.
But you are on the Tor browser, of course, right?
I am, but the Tor browser is opening the Chrome MetaMask for some reason. Oh, there we go. No, it's working. Okay. Okay. Yes, no?
Sign.
Yes, sign? There we go. Okay.
There we go. So, a little step by step getting into the platform, but I'm proud that you managed to do it. So yeah, have a look around at the platform. Just play around. Don't wait for my do this or do that.
Okay.
Essentially, just like I
So it
mentioned.
looks a bit like a social media
Yeah.
channel on a first glance.
Yeah, yeah,
We
yeah.
have a beta dislike button. Okay.
The UI is actually very nice. The colors aren't too extreme, and they also give you the simple options on the right because I'm into UX and UI, by the way. Simplified, very simplified.
Yeah, exactly. That was the entire point, to make it feel like a social.
How does that work? Like, how do you know who's trusted and who isn't? Like, how do you distribute those ranks?
So, excellent question. How do we distribute those ranks? That platform is right now in the sandbox stage. So, whatever you're seeing here, of course, is just supposed to allow people to use the platform in such sense that they get to act like quality assurance engineers a little bit from the IT world. And what I mean is, you would be able to sort of see how everybody works in the platform, and from that, the developers simply get a whole bunch of beta testers. So, what I'm saying is, manage your expectations when it comes to this, because this is like a beta, but it's developing every week. And how does the rank work? So the rank works on basis of two things. You see the bait up and bait down, right?
Mm-hmm.
So of course, just like Reddit, just like any other platform that simply works on an upvote and down, plus and minus. But the
Yeah.
other thing is what you got about the coin, because Big Short Bets is a coin. Is a coin that allows you to enter the platform. It is a coin that allows you to buy information, because here you're seeing completely public information. In the sandbox, business is not supposed to be happening.
So
But
is it primarily in Polish, or is English, Polish, or
the platform is in English. You're seeing a whole bunch of Polish people because, as you know, Rafał and his community largely Central Eastern European.
okay?
So
That makes sense.
that's where all the love from the beta users comes from. But with the growing popularity, with the interviews, with content like this, we're just going to get more people on the platform. Of course, ideally, we will tackle somehow the content of international text, because of course, if you're from Portugal or China or Russia, we want you to share your information as freely and not worry about whether somebody else will understand it. So all of these questions are good and valid questions, because either I can answer them, and if I can't, that just means that there's another idea, feature, or functionality for the developers to consider. So yeah.
So my main question is, how will you prevent this from being like, I don't know if you were in any Telegram groups about any sort of coin, but like from a certain group um, size on, it becomes there's a lot of shit talk and very little quality
Yep. And
information.
a lot of chaos.
Yeah. So like that like this reminds me a bit of like there's been trading groups on Reddit in the early days where you actually had like solid advice and people were like talking and exchanging, but then like with increasing member numbers, it just be like pure chaos and like you cannot distinguish noise from actual quality.
Okay, so we actually have an upcoming release coming to that, so I won't reveal too much. But essentially, just to debunk this comparison, Telegram groups, Reddit, no barrier of entry. You can sign up however you want, you don't need a Tor browser, and it's free. Whilst
Okay.
here, you need to have a Tor browser, need to
Mm-hmm.
install MetaMask wallet. For many
Mm-hmm.
people, that already, it's not a huge technological barrier, as we've seen on this call. You did it quite quickly, but that limits people from just clicking Telegram and joining a group. And then there's the financial barrier. If you actually want to provide valuable information or buy any of that information that is on the platform from users that have been rendered as trustworthy, then you simply need to get the coin. And
Nice.
I think that, investing your own money into a coin that will be used as a tool for you to dispel fake news, or generally speaking, bullshit. I think it's an equation, it's like a free market equation that basically self corrects itself. Of course, you cannot prevent it, but that's the thing. You cannot have it both ways. Because if you start preventing some piece of information from floating around there, then that sets a precedent. And where do you stop, right? If you start limiting this piece of information, then another piece of information might be warranted for limiting. So please bear in mind, because Michelle, I think you were in the market section, the top right corner,
Mm-hmm.
and you saw that it's under
Yeah,
construction.
work in progress. Yeah.
That's going to be one of the kicker features, soon to come, soon to be revealed. So watch this space. But essentially, the beauty lies in the simplicity. You are there. You're there anonymously. You are measured on reputation based on what your coins are and whether your
Mm-hmm.
stuff is
What I'm
upvoted.
missing here, what I'm missing here a bit is like a geographical distribution because like now, like, how do I distinguish even where something is from, right? So it would be helpful to like be able to focus on the geographical region if you're framing it in like a news category essentially?
Excellent question, because I also asked this to the developers, so if I asked it, it must have been excellent. And they told me that this is also under construction. It's going to be a little bit like a matrix of things concerning the information itself and the sources or what the themes are concerning the information. So you will see this, but please bear in mind that I mean, both of you know a little bit about IT or enough to know that developing something like this in this smoothly working fashion for many users is no easy feat. Whilst actually the developers working on this developed this in, I don't want to lie, so correct me in the comments on YouTube if I'm lying, but 4 months or 5 months to
Sure.
get from the ground up to here. So the difference is that with any other coin that's trying to raise money, because Big Short Bets is right now in the pre-sale session, they will amplify the volume. They will get the hype up. They will get everybody talking in the media. They will pay a PR agency to get them placed here and there. And the product still isn't developed because they need to raise the money to develop the product. Here, it's flipped. We are right now in the pre-sale stage. The sale hasn't even started yet. It will start at the beginning of June. Whilst you are already dealing with a product that serves its essential value and only will be amplified by further features implemented. So you tell me something more and be brutally honest. Uh, do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you see something that could be done better? And Michelle, scroll up to the very top and I want to see a bait added from you.
There you go. I think the concept is interesting, but I think it needs more work because I would find it cool if you, as you said, if you had some sort of, if you could link it to your geolocation and then you could post something, and then you'd have essentially like two layers of authenticity about the information that you're posting, right? I mean, that would be really really interesting. To actually prove that what you're saying and where you're saying it from is real and not just made up.
And
I like
that's
the
a
concept.
toughie. That's a toughie though, because the more validation your location is supposed to provide, the less anonymous it gets. Because if you measure that knowing that I posted this from this specific location on the map, that already is one of the cues that can invalidate the anonymity. Because blockchain, it's going to protect you. But the human error side of things,
Yeah, but like
it's
I'm not talking about exact geolocation, but just like to make sure you're in a 100 kilometer radius of where you're supposed to be, and not like using not like making up fake news from China or wherever.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's the cool thing. Cool. I hate to say that, but it is actually pretty cool. That's the cool thing that happened during the Trump presidency.
say more.
they they knew how to psychologically manipulate people through news, fake news, and information through social media, and you could never ever really validate if it was true or not. So what Michelle is saying is actually it's on point. You know.
Fair point. Fair point. Developers, you better be listening because if we're hearing this once, you're gonna hear it twice. So let's find out a way to actually address this. Yeah, you can change your name. Uh, you can click edit profile and make it yours. Make it Michelle. Uh,
Yeah, all right. I'm just picking around at a base.
I mean, if you pick your username now because the usernames are like someone takes Michelle, you get to be the first Michelle on the platform. So
Sure, why not? No, actually, no. I want to be anonymous. That's no, give my
gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Too easy. Too easy. And on home, like I said, because you just clicked up a bait, but on home you can actually post something, maybe something about Testifix, like a discount code. Give out a discount code because if anybody wants to get tested for the COVID, positive or negative, hopefully negative, just before your travels, Testifix. So this bait that
Oh
you're
yeah,
gonna see here.
we have. Just think about what we have. I don't remember it in my heart. I need to check.
No, just say like a big
Oh,
short bets. Just give it a
sure.
big short bet. So if anybody comes from here, you're gonna know, and you're gonna treat them individually. So yeah. And actually, those tests are really cool. Anybody, if you want to travel, you're gonna get this delivered to your home. You don't need to stand in a line. Absolute banger of a service. And Blue, if you had a wallet and if you were here, I would have asked you to post something about any of your upcoming concerts or anything related to the artistic activity. But I guess that is more the motivation for you to set up an account on Big Short Bets. And
I'm definitely gonna do that. And just because I said I don't have a wallet doesn't mean I don't have a wallet.
okay, it's good to know that I can trust my friends. It's really
You
good to
know,
know that.
I'm just, I can tell you I have a wallet, but not what's in the wallet. But what I'm seeing, bro, based on my UX, you have an area where people can get help if they have questions. Down here on the bottom right, correct?
Yeah, what's the bug? Click the bug.
Got it. The bug. Okay. You have a place for settings.
You're asking me or you're telling me?
I'm asking you while Michelle is actually scrolling, because all I'm doing is auditing your page based on the simple formalities at the moment.
Sure, sure, sure. There are no
Um,
settings either yet, or there are no settings because there's not much to set up. Like
okay, okay.
everything. Like, remember that the highest value attained of this platform is as long as we don't introduce too many data points about the user. And with the settings,
Yes, of
that's
course.
already a whole bunch of data points. So on your account, all we
No,
need to
no,
know.
not true. What I want to say is based on settings. I'm looking at this, and my preference from iPhone to Windows 10 is dark mode. I don't want to see all this white screen.
Dark mode. Developers, I'm pretty sure it's a basic thing, but it's a valid request. Michelle, what'd you call yourself? Chief Tata Majaya?
That's not me, man. I didn't. That's just somebody from your platform.
Oh, okay, okay. I thought you'd called yourself Chief Tata Majaya. It's
No.
I think I know what that means in Polish, but that's a
And this
different
is this is not
conversation.
a human. Innovative life improviser. P.S. I'm not a human being. I respect that, sir.
Yeah, I can't wait to read your bio, Blue.
Oh man.
And of
Oh yeah, I'm
course,
gonna have a little bit of fun here.
and the profile picture
Uh,
should not be your actual face, of course. Like, I think we need to give people, like, when they log in for the platform, first your username, not your name, your profile picture, not your face. Yeah,
Yeah, I think you could probably say that. Yeah.
should be something like that.
I mean, if I was, a social justice warrior, I would be quite offended that everything looks like the male's profile. Everything looks like a guy's face.
Oh, what are you saying? What are you
That was
saying?
my inside joke. I guess no one else thought it was funny.
Just warn me next
Everybody
time.
looks like guys. Like the pictures are all masculine.
Sure, sure, sure. I know, but like I said, like have mercy. Essentially, at this stage of maturity of the product, these will be the finishing cosmetic touches. Upon actually the platform still is not yet released to the public, so to say. You can
Yeah,
log
that's
on
why
here.
I assume that it's okay if I just spit out a few of the pointers, especially while I'm here now, and Michelle is scrolling up and down. Because what I also notice is the scroll up and down is very formal and simple, which allows you not to be too distracted. If I were to relate it to any other social media, my least favorite right now is Facebook because there's so many distractions, and what they're trying to do is keep every individual user on their platform the entire time, from sales to market to games to dating to all of these things. And this is not what we want here. We want to actually distribute good information, take what Reddit tried to do or is what they're trying to do, and make it a lot more formal. And the anonymity, of course, is perfect, but think about the fact that someone becomes a little bit more influential, and I hate to use this name, but it might understand. You remember Sir Dread Pirate? What's his name? Dread Pirate Roberts, the guy from the Silk Road. Oh, come on, guys! You have to know exactly what I'm talking about. Why cryptocurrency began to blow up and become a little more dangerous. The gentleman who designed and developed the Silk Road, where they were selling almost anything online. No, you
What are you
haven't seen
talking
this.
about? Remember the name though.
I'm
Okay,
completely
anyways,
lost.
he gave himself a proper name so that the users and everyone who was available on the site could pay homage, respect, and also know exactly who he is based on his name. So this guy who is Chief Tamahanja something,
Yeah.
yeah. So like that in the settings is actually something very unique. Gives the person a new version of themselves in a different space. Because I would also say, as an artist, the Blue Mantic, you see my name, but I wouldn't present myself as Blue Mantic in this space. I would probably be someone else or something else, but still a part of me. And this is what is allowing us as human beings to really grow and develop instead of forcing ourselves to be exactly who we think we should be. It opens us up to a new door so that you don't feel any harm, or you don't feel like you're being detrimental towards your own brand or your personal image. So this platform, I think, has a lot to grow. I give it only a year because a lot of people are going to need this information, especially when you can validate if it's true or not. The only other thing I would say is I don't see share. Maybe I wanted to give something to Michelle, and me and him know exactly who we are, and I wanted to share something with him. And what else would I say? It was one more thing. Give me a second.
Some sort of timeline would be handy. Like I want to see like what happened like on a date or a year or something like that. That would be
Yes, there we go. That's what I was gonna say, Michelle. That's what I was gonna say. Information based on what's going on with the coins and with the market, just on the right side. Like when you watch CNN and you see these. Every time I go to Philip's house, his TV is on, and Dow and all of the information is on the thing, and I just sit there and I zone out and I pay attention. But that's actually very valuable for somebody who's trading or exchanging information with somebody. I mean, I don't see music, but we don't need that right now.
Not yet. So I'm getting from the studio, of course, because we have one, right? I'm getting some information. Dark mode coming soon. Avatars
Nice.
this Friday. This is a leak. This is a leak. You're not supposed to know this. And lastly, one thing that I'm not seeing are notifications, which, if they were here, Michelle, you would see that someone actually has commented on your bait. So go to your account,
Oh, to my account. Okay, okay.
where you should have your bait listed here, the one about test effects. Oh well, teething problems.
Yeah, but guys, we're looking at this on the Tor browser. So if you implement notifications, then all you're doing is forcing the person's mind with user experience to go exactly to what they missed. If you have to go to your profile, then I think it's a little bit more personal. If I want to see what's going on, I can go to my profile. If I don't want notifications, I can read and scroll through all the information on the feed. That's
So
just
I
my
like the
opinion.
rank fishy. That's kind of funny.
Do
Fishy,
you have
yeah.
this count?
Yeah,
This
because
count?
you're supposed to be messing with the metaphor of the sea. There are whales, there's stuff
Yeah,
that's
yeah, I
fishy,
get it. I
so
get
on
it.
and so forth.
That's actually very
I'm not
interesting.
sure if this is supposed to be a compliment or not.
Which
Which one?
Like fishy, is that good or not? Because
no, when something's fishy, it's dodgy, it's sketchy. So you are just building your ranks up
well,
yet. So
look, according to this little graphic here, if he's a fish, he's got at least 50 Bitcoin. So I don't want to fuck with this guy, right?
yeah, yeah, but we're all about the whales here, so
Oh,
no.
until the Leviathan Kraken comes in, we're not.
Yeah, I guess with more people, more reputation, you're gonna need actually to amp up the. Then you're gonna jump into Pokemon space and just come up creating with that. So yeah,
Awesome,
guys, thanks a
awesome. I
lot.
think it's great.
Thanks a lot for your time. Hi, thank you for all information that you shared during Big Short Bets Live. Bang. Okay. You're mostly welcome. Oh, how cultured friends I have. Excellent. No, but jokes aside, guys, thanks for your time. It's been 53 minutes according to the YouTube clock. Love the fact that you were kind enough to spend that hour at that time with me and the Big Sure Bets community. Uh,
Anytime, man. This is the future. That's what I love about it. We have to create a community and have a nice, honest conversation instead of trying to prove something special. This is great. I appreciate it.
Michelle, can you
Yeah,
cut the screen share?
pleasure, Philip. Yeah, of course.
So let's cut the screen share so we get some FaceTime with everybody. So Michelle, Blue, and myself. Thank you everybody for your time today. Uh, I'm open to any closing remarks, any light bulb moments, any brainstorm about the platform, crazy ideas, small time features, anything. We've mentioned notifications, mentioned dark mode, mentioned avatar, some geographical or other split, and a timeline on the right side. You said, Michelle, right? Okay, I see a raised hand. Yes, Mr. Mantic.
I think you should also implement more images rather than just words. So let's say it's Big Shorts Bets. Is the logo for Big Shorts Bet a whale?
Big Short Bets. No, if you go on the website, there is the whale.
The whale. So what I'm saying, I think it would be also very interesting for us as grown-ups to have a little bit more fun with implementing images rather than words. Something about logos and simple images actually relate to the subconscious a lot more than words do,
Enable
especially when
GIFs,
people don't
man.
speak.
Enable GIFs.
GIFs, yes,
Yeah.
GIFs, bro. We need GIFs.
Yeah.
Okay.
For me, that's it, guys. I appreciate the time, man. I really do.
We will think about it because anything that you upload to the platform is also any metadata is removed and it's layered for extra protection. So like if you upload a video of you speaking, it's not going to show all the things that your camera usually registers. So what's the make of the camera, where was it recorded, what was the time, yada yada, all those things. And also we will make sure that your voice is not exactly like, one-on-one recognizable by anybody. So
Yeah,
we
3D
really
animation.
care.
3D animation. We can become, really virtual reality with this situation.
Oh,
Bring more
that's
AR.
that's a big step, but ideally, if the platform kicks off, that's what I would love to see for people to be able to become avatars, just like on Facebook social or things like that.
Why not?
Default deep fake every face to Elon Musk. That'll be funny.
Hilarious,
That'll
hilarious.
be Elon Musk with dreadlocks.
We will make that happen one day.
You would
Anyway,
hate that, and that's why it's funny.
I don't think you would hate that. Nah, I don't think you would
He
hate that.
will, because you can't go to space with dreadlocks. You have to cut your hair.
Okay, oh yeah, that's true. That's actually true. Gents, we're hearing in the comments. Love you guys. Can't wait for another live. Not making any promises here, but stay tuned. So, thanks a lot for today, and see you around. Maybe on one of the Rafa's Art of Speculation parties. Hopefully soon.
Yeah, thanks a lot. The blue.
Yes, sir.
Keep,
Good to see you, Michelle, bro. We're gonna be in touch soon. Trust me.
definitely, man, definitely.
Thanks, Philip, for the connection, bro.
Always. Bye bye.
Bless.
See you guys.